All right. What's up? Okay. Damn. Today, guys, it's going to be a little bit different. We are going to have as a guest. We are going to have as a guest my very good friend Rene Olivo, who is like one of the most legendary skateboarder we have here in Milan. He's like I know him since like 2000, 2003 or something like that, and we grew up skating together in one of the finest and like most famous spot that we have here in Italy, which is Milano Centrale, aka the main train station in here in Milan. And with him, we are going to talk about what is going on in downtown Milano, because I live like quite outside Milano. What is the mission of Chef Family, which is like not only a crew, it's yeah, Rene will say us like what does mean Chef Family, and of course the relationship between skateboarding and rollerblading, and of course waxing and stuff. Guarda quello lì che va in tavola, grande Andy. Yo, what's up Sebastian? Grande Ciccio, come stai? Tutto bene? Grande dog. Most of this is the main spot that we do have here in Milan, skateboarding and blading wise. It's like the main train station where like everybody goes there to skate and stuff. And like when we were younger, as bladers, we always been there. Like we always went there skating and like sharing the spot with those guys, and we never had any problem. This is Diego Garcia, super good homie, and yeah, I was saying that like we used to skate on that spot day and night, like, and there was like big time and good time, man. It was amazing. So Rene, he does is already here, so we can start this thing. I'm quite excited about this one. So let's wait for Rene to be connected. All right, tuning in.
Hey,
Yo!
hey. Are we making history right now?
Definitely, we are. Two
Hey,
two
everyone.
world collided.
Yeah, crazy, crazy.
Man,
God,
you good?
yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Just dealing with this whole situation,
Mhm.
and it feels like the first day, so nothing has changed that much.
All right, man. It feels kind of
Yeah,
strange because, like, I was saying to the guys here, like, we know each other since like ages, and like, it's probably the very first time that we speak in English one to another, right?
yeah. I mean, I hope my English is going to be good enough for your blading chats.
Dude, like mine,
It's
my broken
crazy.
English. I'm sorry if like sometimes like I'm like I don't know, have like the I don't have like the right term or something like that. So I might gonna get like
Nah, man. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's perfect. Really good English, man. Really good.
no, thank you,
So this
thank,
is gonna be
appreciate it.
fun.
So how's life? Everything's fine?
Yeah, not skating, but I've been working a lot, and I've just been doing some stuff that I've never had the time to do. So I've been playing a lot of guitar. I've been doing some animation, cleaning the house, cooking. Not as good as you, but cooking.
Uh,
But yeah, so just making the best of it. Yeah.
All right, great. I always wonder, like, because I'm living quite outside the city from of Milan, and like, what is going on right now in downtown Milan? Because like here, like to be honest with you, it doesn't really look like a quarantine because like you never see people around in the street and stuff like that, even in a normal day. So right now in the quarantine, it looks like a normal Sunday, if you know what I mean. In downtown Milano, what is going on?
Yeah. Look, I mean, I live in kind of like the east side of the city, so I'm just before the city limit. So I see like less people walking through, but there's still a lot of people like in the streets. So it doesn't feel like it's full of cars outside right now. It feels kind of not the same, but pretty normal. But as soon as you go outside, I go outside once a week, and you know, you get some people get stopped by the police, and
Okay.
you have to have like your little document and everything, and you know the supermarkets are you have to always wait. So I don't know what it's like in downtown Milan, but over here it's weird, but it's not like zombie apocalypse. You know, it's weird, it's strange. It's strange.
So like you've been the other day when we talk one to another, you told me like you've been working a lot, right? So like which means like you're doing a lot of smart working, don't you?
Yeah. I fortunately work for a company that kind of thought about it before. They were one of the first one of the first companies to actually let us stay home. But it's weird because you have to be very disciplined to work from home. So you know you end up actually working more hours. Like I've been working a lot, even though it's not the whole day, but it's like, okay, you work from, I don't know, a couple of hours intensely. Then maybe you have to wait for everyone to reply, and then you maybe work until like 9, 10 at night. So the good thing is in between you can do some other stuff. You can, you know, like write or, you know, watch a movie or something. But it's good because before in Italy, no one really spoke about working from home and smart working. And now, at least in my company, they're looking at us like, okay, they can do that. It's an option. So you just need to balance it, you know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Like I've seen it with with Federica. She's been like Federica, my wife. She's been
Mm.
like working a lot. Like she's like apparently it looks like she's been working more right now than like before, like in their office because you know in the office you have like those coffee break or those moment where like you were going just outside for a cigarette or something like that. And
Yeah.
right now like it's like constant like you know hey just keep pushing, keep pushing, creating content, do all that stuff. And also a friend of mine who worked for a bank, call it probably Banca Intesa. I can't remember the group or something. They're really considering the fact to like making the smart work a thing. Like before, just like you were saying, like the company was like, no, you guys need to come here to the office because you're gonna steal our money, shit like that. But then
Yeah,
right now,
exactly.
but then
Now
right
it's
now,
just like, stay home, stay home. Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, like in the end of the day, like I only live 20 minutes away from the office. But I mean, you know, every time that's 40 minutes of your life. That's you just like lose it, maybe listening to music or a podcast or something. But you know, there's more stress. You have to go into the city, you have to work, like go in the metro and everything. So already there, it's like for me, 1 hour of my life is added to working. So you just like you keep on working, keep on working. You just have to know how to say, okay, I work from like 10 to 7, and then you don't work anymore. Because it's so easy to open up your computer and say, oh, let me check my email. No, just like you have to decide when to work a lot, like if you really have to, and when to work the right amount. But
Hmm.
you know, freelancers do that. Like you're a freelancer, you know, you're basically used to that. I mean,
Exactly, exactly.
mm,
Even if right
yeah.
now I'm like I kind of broke because I have no job. Like the last time I've worked was probably I don't know the 9th of March, so kind of
Oh shit.
tricky.
when we
But yeah,
started. Fuck, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah,
Jesus.
definitely. And what is good because like you're originally from South Africa, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, like this month is officially like I've been more time in Italy than I was in South
No
Africa. I
way,
stayed in South
really?
Africa, yeah, 18 years, and now I've been doing 18 years and 1 month in Italy.
Damn.
And I've
What
known
a
you
good.
for 18 years.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
What a luck. So
Yeah,
like
man.
it is like a pretty cool way to celebrate this quarantine, isn't it?
This is awesome, man. Look, look, I even got like, I wonder if I can show you this before we go on. I don't know if you can see. This footage is from
Bro,
like 2005, I think.
minchia, damn.
Hanging out with us.
Damn. Oh my
And this
goodness.
is, and this is like, I'm so, I just found this footage. It's me and you, like just hanging out. That's like a normal day in NC.
Dude, that's like melted gold, man. Dude, look at that.
Jeez. So
Shit,
young.
man. Man, like, could you please send me those clips? Because I
I
would
will,
love
definitely.
to put them like on an archive or something
Yeah, yeah. I'm uploading it all
on a
on
Dropbox.
Dropbox. Yeah, yeah. I'll send you
Damn.
your little folder. So yeah,
So,
I mean, that was like one of the first. You were one of the first people I met in Milan.
oh man, like I'm honored to be one of them.
Yeah, me too, man.
So like yeah, I remember like earlier when I was like making like the little introduction about you, like I was saying the thing about Milano Centrale, which is like the main spot here in Milan, and one of the most famous and most iconic skateboarding and rollerblading spot that we do have here in
Mm.
Italy. And it's like a pretty cool thing to gather together like young kids as we were back in the day, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like it's amazing. Like where I skated for 4 years in South Africa, and there was nothing. Like where I lived, there was like nothing, literally nothing. And you would skate like the street, or like I think the first ledge I skated was after like 3 years of skating. I had no idea. Like you didn't even have people that showed you what to do, like how to do things. So when I came here, I was like, oh my God, like this is amazing. It's like paradise, right? So big, lots of space, perfect marble, full of skaters. Um, so yeah, I mean, like we are super lucky, and I think we took it a little bit for granted in the first. At a certain point, we were like, it's there, whatever. But it's amazing.
Yeah, true. Especially right now, isn't it? Like, because I'm also like, just because I used to like build like a bunch of ledges and stuff like that in the skate park where it's pretty close where I'm living from,
Yeah,
and like it's pretty, it's crazy how like sometimes I was like, oh man, it's there, I can go there whenever I wanted to. And right now with this lockdown thing, I'm like, I'm crumbling. I'm like, dude, I wish to go there at least 30 minutes. I don't ask much.
yeah. But I mean, it's like when it was closed down for 1 year, we were like,
Oh yeah.
where do we skate? Where do we skate? Where do we skate? It was like crazy.
Dude, I remember
Yeah,
that. What happened? Why did they close the main that spot,
just to fixing up the
the
spot.
ledge?
Yeah, just yeah, they wanted to clean it up,
And
but
then they put it on those skate stoppers, did they?
yeah, they put the skate stoppers in, and then uh, not us, but someone took them out, and then I think they took out two or three of them, and then the municipality took the rest of them out because they said apparently it wasn't even for skating; it was for people sitting down.
Mm.
So the city took away the skate stoppers on the one side, and then on the other side they just forgot about it. So yeah, it was actually pretty. Hey Zion, they forgot it wasn't that serious. It just like it's a pity though. Like they have some holes, but I mean it's skatable.
Yeah, like just what I was like, I remember like when we talk on your podcast, the Arcade Studio podcast, which is something pretty cool. So you guys go there and check it out. I do believe that like in those iconic spots, the city hall should really like take an advantage the fact that like millions of people are coming to skate that spot and like
Mm-mm.
transform it in something. I wouldn't say like a tourist spot, but like try to take advantage of the situation, not like building walls, like to stop
Yeah.
the thing, but like try to involve more and create more tourism, like to bring together, like to bring there like more people from like other countries and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm sure so much money has come from skaters, from bladers, skaters, BMXs, whoever, just coming to visit. So you get hotels, you get Airbnbs, you get shops, everyone,
Food.
you know, food, like restaurants, everything, and clubs afterwards, bars. So it's like a lot of, if you speak in terms of money, I think they would understand that because, like, if you do something cool, the city's always going to be like, okay, like, well, why should we? But
Hmm.
now I think things are kind of starting to change a little bit. Like, no one likes to see skate parks as a aesthetic thing. They want to see like urbanization and architecture. So I think that with the Olympics, they're starting to figure it out now. They're waking up.
Great, great. So, like
Mm.
talking about like later on, I want to talk to you. I want to talk with you about the Olympics. But like before that, like going back to the main train station and like, when we met, like
Mm.
2003, I always found that like a big between me, like between us bladers and you guys skateboarders, there were always like a lot of respect. First of all, a lot of like brotherhood and friendship, and it's something that like for some reason I haven't felt it in the skate parks and stuff like that. And
Mm.
for me, it's something that like maybe it's me because probably I do put too much wax or whatever. But I never understand I never understand why. Like for example, with you guys, even with the guys from like Luca from Torino or the guys from Switzerland, I never had any problem with you guys who are the guys who skate in the streets.
Yeah.
But like I always had problems with the guys who skate mostly in the skate parks.
Yeah, I think that is it depends a lot on character, I think.
Definitely.
Um like I speak for myself. I mean, I start off from a default position of respect. I will respect you from like straight away. If you then disrespect me or someone, I will act accordingly. So I start off like that. If also, I mean, I like, if I like the person, I don't care what kind of activity they do. I mean, I think it's really cool that like skateboarders and rollerbladers or bladers, I don't know what the correct term is, but bladers, let's say bladers,
Bladers.
um, they're like they're pretty much like cousins. So I like the fact that you can like make fun of each other, but there has to be that respect in it. And if you skate in a train station spot or a street spot, you have to learn how to deal with people stealing your bag, people telling you to go away, people insulting you, people trying to rob you, and pedestrians, just like everyday shit. So dealing with that, you're like, you see someone who blades and you're like, okay, cool. And you see someone who BMXs and you're like, okay, cool. Um, and then like you have to have a kind of connection because like you're in the same place and you're dealing with the same bullshit. And in the end, we all want to do the activity that we like. So if you don't get in my way, I don't get in your way, we're going to be fine. you know um,
Definitely.
so that's basically like I've kind of been someone that goes along with everyone. So um, yeah, it just depends. Like in skate parks, I think a lot of the times it's I think it's a lot of the problem is from bowl, like the bowl thing. I don't skate bowls, so I don't know how dangerous it is to But I don't think the problem is actually waxing. I think the problem is the attitude they tell you how not to wax. I think that's the big problem.
True.
You know? And a lot of the time it's like, I'm in a skate park. This is a skate park. It's called skate. But, you know, a lot of people forget that skateboarding, the first trucks were from roller skates. So you can't really just say skate means skateboard. Skating is connected to surfing, and it's connected to rollerblading in some way. So, you know, you just have to have respect in the end. I mean, you can't use that excuse. It's a skate park. Only skateboarders can decide, you know. I mean, who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I remember one time I was arguing with this kid. He was probably, I don't know, maybe 20 or something like that. And I remember like he was complaining to me because I've obviously, I mean, like I do, I admit the fact that like I wax too much. It's my fault. I do wax, whatever. And so like we are arguing and stuff like that. And he was like, just you were saying earlier, like he didn't show up respect to me. And like and then like we were arguing all that and all that bullshit and stuff like that. At the end of the day, I told this kid something like, "Hey, dude, I mean, like, I've been working since I was like 17. Right now, I'm 30 something, which means that like I pay taxes to build this bullshit skate park. So, dude, this is my own fucking skate park, man. I mean, like, of course, it didn't really, but just because the kid said like something about like, hey, dude, I'm a skateboarder. This is a skate park. This is our skate park. I was like, bitch, come on, man. You're fucking 20, man. Like, you're not even working. Exactly. You're not even paying taxes. But
exactly.
I mean,
but then you know what the problem is? Like, in a street spot, like one of the things that people don't understand, and especially skaters don't understand this, and I hate to be a generalizing, but also BMXers do not understand this, is that if you don't wax the ledge, that ledge is going to get fucked like super quick. So it's not just okay, waxing so I can not have any problems. It's like the more you like, if you wax like properly, there's not going to be that much friction, and you can actually skate that ledge longer.
Exactly, because you build up like this layer of like a smoothness, then that allows the track or like the peg or like the roll blade like to slide it in and like to like not like destroying the spot as quickly as it could be without wax. True.
Like you need to take care of the spot as well. So
exactly, and this is also like, in my opinion, one important thing, like being like kind with the spot. It's if like kind is the right term, you know what I mean? Like try to be respectful with the people surrounding the spot. Never go there and like screaming or like throwing shit or like waste like I don't know, destroying the garbage or like trash, whatever.
I mean, that should be common sense. I mean,
exactly.
I mean, you wouldn't take a shit in your bedroom, you know. I mean, you live there. You live there every day. You sleep there. You like have parties there. You meet your friends. And why are you throwing like I don't know, like a beer bottle on the floor or something? No. That's gotten a little bit better.
Yeah, true.
It's always been a big problem. It's just like if you go to like Stalinplatz or you go to Jaquan in Los Angeles or Love Park, they would not fucking deal with that. If you do that, you would never skate there anymore.
True, definitely. And just because you mentioned the Olympics, like what is like, I always know you guys because you are like in my opinion, first thing first, the source of the skateboarding here in Italy, and like you guys are like the underground scene like of the skateboarding, because right now skateboarding is like more how can I say commercial, if like it's really in the pop wave, if I can say that. Like, what do you think about the Olympics, and do you think that like the Olympics are affecting is it right to say the basement of the skateboarding, like the fundamental of the skateboarding?
Not the fundamentals, not at all. I mean, you know, I think it's quite a big question, but let me start off like this. Okay, let's start it off like this. Me and the chef crew are kind of like we're in purgatory. We're like in between underground and and commercial. We would like to do some commercial stuff, but also we're really passionate, and we really love like the real feeling of skating the streets. That's like what I love. Other people can be totally different. They can be into the competition, and even when you think about competition, you can think about like street league, or you can think about like making your own little competition in some crappy little city, wherever, just like no rules or whatever. So there's so many disciplines and so many different ways to skate and to enjoy skating that it's never going to change the fundamental. I mean, in the end, what do you like doing? You like rolling around and you like doing tricks on a skateboard, and you like pushing or you like dropping in, like you like skating. If you don't like skating because you like skating, you're doing something wrong. It's like, you know, that's a bigger problem. I approve of the Olympics. I don't hate it. I think it's a perfect, like skaters, a lot of the complaints that skaters say is that people see us as little kids, okay, playing around with a toy. So the moment that it becomes a serious sport, they start complaining that it's a serious sport. So you shouldn't give a shit, because like if you like skating a curb, it's not gonna change your mind if it goes to the Olympics. But maybe some kid once dreams of being a pro skateboarder instead of being a pro baseball player or a pro soccer player, and he has that path now. He can say, okay, I want to train. So if you see it as a job, I mean, like I don't approve of it, but I mean, if you want to do that, you can do that, and it's cool that you can do that. So that's how, like, what I think about it. I mean, it's definitely going to change the way people see skateboarding, and it's going to change the money, and it's going to be very political at that level. But like underneath, if I want to go outside now, like not now, but I mean, if I want to go outside and skate with my friends, drink a beer, and you know whatever, that's not going to change my feeling. And like I'm sure it's the same with you. I mean, for blading, I mean, if you want to just like have a chill session, no one's going to tell you like, oh, you get like a two points for drinking.
No, definitely, and I do agree on what you're saying. I do believe that like it could be cool, like it is a cool thing, but also like it will never get like it will never touch the fundamental and like the real meaning of why, and like why we are doing this, and like why we are in love with this. As well as like I'm not gonna, just like you were saying, I will never gonna argue with like, or like criticize someone who says, okay, from this day I want to be the best in the world on the Olympics and on the skate park courses and stuff like that. And so I mean, like I do respect that, but then I mean it's not gonna be my thing, and I will.
Yeah, it's not gonna be your friend, and like not even your friend. You're not gonna go to the park together. But I mean, like, it's like, I'm trying to think, you know, like anything, if you can tell that there's some kind of passion behind it, even if you don't like it, you can be like, okay, I respect that. I appreciate that he's doing it because he really wants to do that. Or she, like even that, I mean, like he or she or it or whatever. I mean, but in the end, I mean, personally, I'm going to hang out with the people that like doing what I do, and meet people that are into that. But then when I see someone like doing like big time, like I enjoy watching Street League, because for me it's like watching golf. It's like crazy. I can't really deal with it. It's like amazing how good they are, but it doesn't get me hyped to skate. Like, but I enjoy seeing like some guy that trained hard and is doing his run perfectly. It's like that kind of like drama. Okay, is he going to land this trick? Let's see what happens. But you know, in the end, I'm just going to get hyped with watching my friends' Instagram videos and you know, and go skate.
True. We do have a shout out for our good friend Riva. What's up, Lorenzo?
Lorenzo, master guitar player.
Exactly. And yeah, I mean, like it's pretty. like I always like wonder how like mentally strong you gotta be at the street league, you know, to like know which trick and like how to do it, dude. Like right there, it's like a proper, just like you were saying, like golf probably, right? Like it has to be like super focused. Like you have to
Yeah.
really believe on your capability, on your skills, and you gotta be focused 100%, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, you could even compare it to other sports, but I mean, I think golf, it's you, it's the ball, and it's the course, right? And it's the people watching. I mean, it's the same thing with a blading event or a skating event. It's like it's you. If you fuck up, it's you. So you have to be like super focused, and you have to like get that muscle memory, and just say, okay, I can do this, and then you know you'll see what
Dude.
happens. But I mean, it's pretty intense. Like when they start going towards the end of it, like a street league event kind of like starts off slowly and then it gets to the end. It's like, oh shit, it's like so much tension and stuff. And it's pretty interesting. So, but like, as I said, it's not gonna, I'm not gonna like watch the competition and then like, oh fuck, I gotta go skate now. It's like, it's a different kind of hype. I'm like, I'm amazed at how good people are getting. And, but as I get more amazed, I appreciate the simple tricks all the more because I can actually do them. Yeah.
Hmm. It's like the skateboarders who are like really good into the street league, really good actually on street spots. Like, are they doing like besides Nija, Houston, and stuff like that? But like, are there other people who are really like up there on the rank on the street league, good as well, like in real street spots?
Yeah, I mean, and now it's hard to find people that are not good in street as well because everyone, especially in the US, and in Canada, they have a lot of skate parks and then they train a lot and then they can skate street pretty well. Um, Also, I think that you have to have street cred to do well in street league in
Okay.
terms of fans. Um, because like now everything is you have an Instagram account. If you don't have enough fans, you're not going to get a lot of the support. You know, people buy tickets to come and watch you. So if you are just like some weird, crazy, you know, helmet wearing weirdo who's amazing, if people don't really think you have credibility, you're not going to get anywhere. So street skating still has that credibility.
Hmm.
It's funny you said Niger because I think like Niger was crazy. Like he was just like a little kid. He could do anything, you know, and crazy family history. Like, you know, really weird. It's like basically he's like the bad guy from Karate Kid. Like everyone hates him, but he's really good, you know. But at a certain point, he was so used to skating skate parks that when you saw him skate street, it would look terrible, like really, really terrible, and people would like shit on him. And then after a while, he started like loosening his truck. He would just like go straight like that, and like tip tap, and just like looks really terrible. And then he started changing his way he skated in the streets, so people would respect him a little bit more and like not make fun of him. It kind of worked, but I mean, you know, but he's amazing. You can't really say anything.
Definitely. No, true,
Yeah.
definitely. But and like, which are like, because I heard like a lot of different thoughts about like Niger, because probably, I don't know, the money that he earns or stuff like that. Like, do you guys have any thoughts? I mean, like, I don't want to, I don't know how I can explain it, but uh, to me, he looks like he wasn't different with Eric Coston because like from my perspective that like I'm like completely outside, but I always like seen something about skateboarding and things like that. Like Eric Coston looks like the guy from the street who
Mm-mm.
made it, but then like he was still the guy in the street. Right now, Nigel looks like the kid who like won the X game and then like he became really good in street, and then right now he
Mm-mm.
became like a pop figure, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like it's like Niger Houston is kind of like I'm thinking Ethan Hawke or maybe Macaulay Culkin. You know,
Hmm.
like they became famous as kids, pretty much. Okay, so it's already hard like to be the good kid, because like you're always going to be the good kid, even when you're 40 years old, you're going to be the kid. That kid is good. So just to get out of that, like he used to have like Rasta, he used to be a vegan and like all this crazy stuff that was forced upon him, but he killed it. Like no one could say he wasn't good as a kid. Like he was 11 years old doing like pro tricks that people wouldn't do, right? He was like kind of like a Guy Mariano. But then he became like such a jock. He became like a jock, like all like big and stuff. So he didn't ever have that moment of like being cool. He was never the cool guy. He was the kid, and then he was like the number one.
Okay.
So it's kind of like even Ryan Sheckler, which is another, he's like also kind of that, he became pop. He became like very famous. At a certain point, he didn't have the same like backlash as Niger did, because he wasn't like the top of the top. He was just like, you know, they're never going to be anyone's favorites. Let's just put it that way. Like Carsten has personality. Like Carsten is a fucking character. He's like, and also that, I mean, he came up in the 90s, and the 90s were basically the style. Everyone had style in the 90s. Yeah. So
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the feeling that that I do see from like an outside perspective. It's like that Coston made it, and like he deserved it to make it. And Niger somehow, like, of course he made it, but just because he didn't get through the cool period, it's a kind of a lame that he made it. I don't know. I mean, but
yeah,
well,
I mean, he's the classic guy that people love to hate. You know, he's kind of like
it's like the number one in the class, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like when you watch a movie, like a sport movie, and it's always like, oh, the guys who suck are gonna like lose, and then they win, or you know, you never like are rooting for the guys that are the best in any movie. It's always like, okay, he's the best. He's gonna win anyway. Like fuck that guy. So like he had a crazy life. Like Niger was pretty much forced to do everything that his father wanted. So I mean, if you look at it that way, he's basically saying fuck you. So I respect that. But if we just talk from a style point of view, I can't like give me Eric Costin and Rob Welsh over Niger and Ryan Sheckler every day, even though Niger is way better than Costin technically. So
but
I mean,
it's more
he has to compensate.
Exactly, and it is like in the sport, in my opinion, we are mostly attracted by the charisma and like how the persona is, besides how they're making the tricks and how hard those tricks are, right?
Yeah. Like I like from personal point of view, I've always been into the visual and then the sound. Like when I first started skating, I had one of those old fish boards, like with one kick, like the old school boards. And I was like, I love skating, but I wish the board was cooler. Like I wish it was more cool, you know? But if it's like this, whatever, who cares? But when I saw like for the first time, like skateboarding on TV, and they had like the classic skateboard that we all have now, I was like, oh, fuck, that's it. That is what I want. That is what I envision skateboarding to be. And then you see people with like, you know, I love like the black shoe with the white sole and the white laces and the baggy blue jeans. And I just fell in love with that. So it was visual first, and then everything else came after, like appreciating style and everything, but visual and then sound, you know?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I do believe that like those tight white shorts from Niger within like this baggy white shirt from him doesn't really help him out, right?
No. Terrible. But it's his life. He makes like a million a minute.
Exactly. Exactly. Lucky him. Dude,
Yeah.
give me some, please.
Exactly, exactly. And we'll see what he
So
does. He's still very young. So
exactly, how old is he? Like 20 something, right? Like 23,
yeah, like
24?
20, no, maybe like, I think he's like 25, 26, I think.
Damn,
So he's
man.
still really young, man. Ivan, yeah, Ivan. Inglés are killing it.
Grande,
I'm glad
grande
he's
Ivan.
watching. Grande, Ivan.
Dude, my man, my man. So we do have like a question, but I do think that like we already talk about this topic. Tyler, he says, I hope you haven't already spoke about it, but what should we do to bridge the gap between our sports? What is your thought
Ooh.
about this one?
Okay, I don't think it's never gonna really happen, like to come together. I mean, in the end, you know, you chose blading because you fell in love with blading, and you like everything that's blading. I chose skateboarding. I didn't choose skateboarding. Skateboarding like chose me, like blading chose you, and like so you're gonna hang out with people that blade or people that skate. So your crew is not gonna be like gentrified kind of um, one black guy, one white guy, one Asian guy, one guy who blades, one guy who BMXs, one guy who does curling, and one guy who skates. It's always going to be like a blading crew because that's what you love doing. The thing that you can do is appreciate what they do, what other people do, because even inside of skateboarding, I'm not a friend of everyone who skates. So how can I be a friend of everyone who does other activities? I mean, I have had more arguments and I've hated more people that skate than people that have BMXed and people that have done blading because we don't see the skateboarding the same way. People watching now that skate are probably like saying that guy's an idiot because I don't say the things that are technically, popular.
Popular.
So I think it's all based in respect. If you respect the spot, if you respect the other people at the spot, and you respect the passion that each one has, things are going to get better. Generally, it's going to be smooth. We are a physical example of that. We've had skateboarders that came through that were really disrespectful. That would we had a big company, from I think France came through, and at the end of the session they didn't talk to anyone, and at the end of the session they threw their used boards at us, like take it, and we took them and threw them right back. I mean, like, what the fuck are you doing? We've had skateboarders come through that wanted to give us stuff, and then people that brought them to the city would take the gear and sell it back to us. And I've had like BMXs that have been really cool and BMXs that have been like really shitty, like totally disrespectful. So if you respect the rules of the spot, you're going to be fine, like in general. And like I have
Definitely.
never, I don't hate anyone, but the moment you disrespect me, I'm pretty much, you're like dead to me.
Yeah, just like you were saying, it's like basically it's like common sense. So the more
Mm.
respectful you are, and the more kind and polite you are, the better it is for everyone. And like I mean, it wouldn't create any type of tension and any type of bad feelings one to another, right?
Yeah. And then this every every plaza has space and they have lines, right? So if you come to MC and you can be a chess player or you can be Eric Carson, if you sit on the ledge, you're doing something wrong. Basically come to the spot, say hi to everyone, ask like, okay, what's the deal? Like, where can we, like, you guys would always use the long ledge on the side,
Yeah,
and we would use the other ledge, and the BMXs would use the ledge like in the middle. Okay, it's just like simple. Like if a BMXer comes into you're going to get hurt, and the ledge is going to get fucked up more. So use that ledge. You guys and us, we would like every now and then we would kind of like collide, but it was really easy. It was like it worked, you know. So you can't, like, if you're a BMXer, you can't come and skate the ledge that the skaters are skating, and we can't come and skate yours. I mean, it's like having
it was like a balance
yeah, it's like
between the all of us, right?
yeah, it's like having like three children, and each one has his own room.
True.
Like you
True.
live
True.
together, you play together, but like stay in your room, don't come in mine, and we'll be fine.
Exactly. That's awesome. So Reno, with that being said, like, do you have like any upcoming project you're working on?
Oof, that's a tough one because I mean I always want to do stuff,
Uh-huh.
but there's not a lot of time. I think we're doing we have this series called Genuine Street Flavor, and we film in one city and we skate with the locals and we just do a video on that city. And we're doing one. We started doing it in um, Bellinzona in Switzerland.
Switzerland.
So we're going to be doing that, and that's like the smaller project. And then we would love to do like a documentary on chef one day.
Yeah.
That's a big one. It's like so much material, and it's weird doing it on yourself. I mean, that's strange. And I think the closest thing we're going to do is we put out a documentary, a short film called Takuya a few years ago about a friend of ours, Takuya, who passed away. And we have a deal with like iTunes and stuff, but we're kind of blocked for like for a while. So what we're going to do is collaborate with the Surf Skate Film Festival and hopefully have it visible for a week. And we're going to talk about the behind the scenes of that.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So a lot of things cooking.
Always, always.
The
You have
kitchen
to,
is
man.
always busy.
Yeah. But what about your video? You said you were making on the podcast. You said you were making your own video.
Exactly, but like suppose like we were supposed to film the most in this period. So who knows when we are able to. And the weather was like
What is
amazing.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. Like at least today it's kind of shitty, but I mean,
Exactly.
when you
But
see
like,
good weather, man.
it's crazy. Today I saw a meme from someone in London, and the meme was like London during like several like season, like winter, spring, or whatever, all the time like super rainy, and then like London in lockdown, it was like super shine, like
Jesus,
man, like
fucking crazy.
yeah, crazy period.
Yeah.
So Reno,
Nilsino, he's also watching. He's a little ripper from Centrali. He's like super
awesome,
stylish. Yeah, Nils,
damn.
grande.
So my brother,
Cool.
it's already past like 40 minutes, and yeah, I really would like thank you for the time and for the time you gave me to be here in this blading chat, and thank you so much.
No problem, man. If you want to like talk about anything else, I'm down. I'm fine. I'd be down to like talk about if you want to talk about like specific things like skating and blading, whatever. Otherwise, I'm happy to have done this, man. It's cool. I think
So
you're doing
am
a really
I.
cool thing with this.
No, thank you so much. But I do take inspiration from you guys from the Arcade Studio podcast. So
Oh,
and,
we're not doing anything new. Huh? We're talking to people.
and
ArcadeStudioPodcast.com.
exactly. Go there, leave it, subscribe, Spotify, on YouTube, everywhere, man. Like on Instagram. So,
Thanks, man.
man, like follow it and like listen to all of the podcasts. Some of them are in Italian, others like others are like in English. So, so yeah, it's a pretty cool source to get like a lot of inspiration and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Creative
It's pretty cool thing.
professionals, and I heard that the json Adriani episode is really good. So.
But man, so Reno, thank you so much. I need to go cook, so otherwise my wife she's gonna kill me. I'm kidding, brother. I'm looking forward to see you soon. Like whenever like this thing will be done, we should definitely need to like catch up and eat something together. Okay?
Definitely, man. Much love also to the wifey, and keep doing this, man. It's sick. I think you're doing something really cool, man.
Thank you. I really much appreciate it, and yeah, thank you very much, my brother.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.